Title: The Legacy of Grub the Goblin. Subtitle: How a kind heart and a desire to help others change the forest forever. Once upon a time, in a lush and enchanted forest, there lived a little goblin named Grub. Grub was unlike any other goblin in the forest. He was small and scrawny, and unlike his peers, he had a kind heart and a big smile. Grub loved nothing more than helping others, even if they were not his own kind. He lived in a small hovel on the edge of the forest and spent his days gathering food, cooking meals, and bringing them to the animals of the forest. Despite his good intentions, Grub was often teased by the other goblins. They called him names like Little Grub or Grub the Goody Two-Shoes. They told him that he was wasting his time helping others and that he should focus on his own survival. But Grub refused to listen. He continued to help others, no matter what the other goblins said. One day, Grub came across a group of young animals that were in trouble. They had lost their way and were desperately trying to find their way back home. Grub offered to help them, and he led them safely back to their families. The animals were so grateful that they offered Grub a reward, but he refused. He told them that helping others was reward enough for him. Word of Grub's kindness and generosity quickly spread throughout the forest, and before long, he became known as the Little Helper. The animals of the forest began to seek out Grub when they needed help, and he was more than happy to oblige. He was always there, with a warm smile and a helping hand. One day, Grub came across an old and wise owl who was in trouble. The owl had gotten stuck in a tree, and Grub climbed up to help him down. The owl was so impressed with Grub's kindness that he offered to teach him magic. Grub was overjoyed, and he eagerly accepted the offer. The owl taught Grub many spells and incantations, and before long, Grub had become a powerful wizard. But unlike other wizards, Grub used his magic to help others. He would cast spells to heal the sick and to protect the animals of the forest. As Grub's fame spread, the other goblins began to see him in a new light. They started to realize that his kindness and generosity were not weaknesses, but rather strengths. They began to help Grub, and soon, the entire forest was filled with kindness and love. Years passed, and Grub became a legend in the forest. The animals of the forest would tell stories of his kindness and bravery, and how he had changed their world forever. Grub's legacy lived on, and his name became synonymous with love and generosity. Years turned into centuries, and the forest grew and changed. But one thing remained constant: the memory of Grub the Goblin and the impact he had on the forest. To this day, animals still speak of Grub and his kindness, and they hope that they, too, can make a difference in the world, just like he did. Exclamation mark. As the centuries passed, Grub's name and legend continued to spread throughout the forest and beyond. Many young animals aspire to be like Grub and to live a life filled with kindness and generosity. They would gather around campfires to hear the stories of Grub's adventures, and how he had used his magic to help others. However, there was one group of creatures who were not fond of Grub's legacy. The dark creatures of the forest, such as the trolls and the witches, saw Grub as a threat to their power. They plotted and schemed, hoping to find a way to discredit Grub's legacy and put an end to his influence. One day, the dark creatures set a trap for Grub. They staged a fake emergency, calling for Grub's help. When he arrived, they ambushed him, binding him in chains and dragging him away to their dark lair. There, they locked Grub in a dungeon and tormented him, hoping to break his spirit and make him renounce his ways. But Grub refused to give in. He continued to smile and sing, spreading his joy even in the bleakest of circumstances. He told the dark creatures that love and kindness were the most powerful forces in the world, and that no matter what they did, they could never extinguish his spirit. The dark creatures were frustrated, but they refused to give up. They continued to torment Grub, hoping to break his spirit. But as the days passed, they began to notice something strange happening. The forest was beginning to change. It was as if Grub's spirit was spreading, touching the hearts of the animals and filling the air with love and happiness. The dark creatures were shocked. They had never seen anything like it before. They began to fear that Grub's legacy was more powerful than network error they had ever imagined. They realized that their efforts to discredit Grub were not working, and that his spirit and influence were growing stronger by the day. So, the dark creatures decided to try a new tactic. They approached Grub, offering him a deal.
Thanks for watching and subscribe to our channel.